Myself and correct viewers, we have a turnover of 300 crore rupees last year, and we have been one of the fastest growing industries in the information technology. We have been innovative in the past few years, and we have developed many systems which have changed the world. But my agenda today is not to give you a lecture on how my company is growing or how we are growing, what we are doing. But for the people as your students, you are studying MBA student, I guess marketing students, right? Well, I'm also being a human trainer. I've been taking training sessions for a lot of companies, especially for the marketing people. So while I was coming with driving from my office to here, I was thinking, what should I deliver to you? So what came into my mind was the last summit, which had it was SMC Square Summit, and there were a lot of MBA students sitting over there. I guess it was gathering of 250 people. Now there, a huge company's COO came in the front and he gave the lecture, and there was one student who raised his hand and he asked the question that we score good marks, we go to your companies for interviews, and then finally we are not selected. And the reason they give us is that we are not industry ready. You are not industry ready. So what the hell is this industry ready? Can you imagine a chief COO standing in the front and a student asking such question in so much frustration? So what could be the reason? He would be actually very frustrated. But despite of scoring good marks, you score good marks, you do all what you can do, but still you don't get a job, and the reason you are given that you are not industry ready. So let me tell you very frankly that actually the world has changed. If you go back to the 1990s, you would find that a person who was, a 12th class pass or a normal graduate, he was considered at equal, means above par in the market, that he could get a job. But these days, like in 2000 and then 10 years after that, in 2010, then in 2020, it's going to be something different. Why? Because there's a lot of saturation in the market. If you go 30 years back, doing MBA was a dream, or an MBA student was considered like, he's a superman. But these days, you throw a stone to a mob, it'll go to an MBA student. But now, what is this term industry ready? See, as he was a leader who was standing on the stage, so he had all the answers. He said firstly give him water, so calm him down. When the student was calmed down, he said, okay, let me ask you one thing. The technology which is being used today in the market, the technology which we use right now in our company or in the other company, is it the same technology which was used 5 years back? Is it the same? 5 years back, there used to be phones, normal phones, or 6-7 years back, we used to use a 2 kg phone, right? And having a phone was a status symbol. But these days, Android platforms, iOS platforms are being used, right? But the same thing. Now 10 years back if you go, or 7 years back when you started your graduation, was it the same technology which is being used right now? No, it's not. So that is why, considering the other point of view, now the books which are being used in your MBA classes, the same which were used 4 years back. Am I not right? Yes. But this is not my answer, it is his answer. I'm trying to impress you, but it was his answer, okay? But his answer was right, but then the student rose up again. He said, how can we be industry ready then? So he said, okay. The person was again a little shocked, but as he was a leader, he gave the answer again. He said you should work in the company and then you should get industry ready. You will be prepared for the industry after a few years and then maybe you can get a good salary package. He said, what the hell? If you don't give me a job, how can I be industry ready? I have to get, at least I have to get into your company. So you should give me a chance. So he said, again, gentlemen, while you were taking nap in your colleges, while you were enjoying your life in the colleges, maybe some classmates of yours, other people of your league, what they used to do, after they completed their college, they used to go somewhere and work somewhere as an intern. Well, gentlemen, as this term industry ready goes, and there are a lot of terms which you will hear in the market. When you go to the market or when you start searching for jobs, there is no scarcity of jobs. It's a blind, it's a wrong, false word that we don't have jobs in the market, or we have the recession in the market. There's nothing like this exists in this planet. These terms, recession and all these were they're corporate words to cut the salary package of the people. But gentlemen, there is no recession in India. Telling you very frankly, we have developed a lot. All the business, which is of major clients, it doesn't go to the USA. Even the US-based companies outsource all their business to us, to India. Why? Because a project which costs like $50 million would cost $50,000 in India. The development cost. So that's why all the projects are coming to India, all the profits is coming to India. But still, we don't have any recession, we don't have any job scarcity. But yes, finding a good job or being stable in the market or growth in the market is concerned with few points, right? Which I want to tell you. Well, my dad is a teacher. He always told me that if ever you go to give a lecture, a guest lecture, you should always have a good story. So I have a small good story for you. It's for all those people who feel that they're inferior. When we go, even when we are sitting in the class, there are people who make fun of us. There are people, who are jealous of us, who talk about us, who talk shit about us, who trash talk to us. And then there's a group of people who is bullying and annoying to you. Of course, they are a bunch of leaders, other type of leaders, but sometimes we people feel inferior. Even when you go to the industries, there will be a lot of annoying, there's a lot of politics in the industry. There's a lot of politics. Despite, as the gentleman came and the presentation that we have been working on ethics and this and that, but this political scenario which goes in the industries, nobody still will there to take care of. Well, but we should be prepared by our inner selves. We should be prepared for this politics. And we should be prepared for believing in ourselves. Okay, I have a story, small story, a very small story. It won't be boring. There was a student, it's a real story. He was a five-year-old student. He was partially deaf. So, as he used to sit in the class, teacher used to say something, he couldn't understand for the first time, or maybe 3-4 times, because he was partially deaf. His name was little funny, his name was Tommy. So obviously Tommy is a doggy's name. So all the students used to tease him. Now, one day Tommy came at the lunch break time to home, and his mother was sitting in the garden and she saw Tommy coming and Tommy was weeping. Now, when Tommy came up, she saw that he was crying and he had, finger marks on his face, slaps, having a lot of slaps on his face, and he was totally broken, seemed to be very broken. He didn't say anything to his mom, but he gave a letter to his mom and he went to his room. The letter was not written by him, it was written by Tommy's teacher. It was written, "Dear Tommy's mom, your Tommy is stupid. Your Tommy is stupid. So better you teach him at home only. Now, such a trauma happens to somebody, and I don't know what happened to that guy, but after a few years I'll tell you what happened to the teacher who was in school, who was being partial to a student who was partially deaf. She was reading a newspaper, and there was a big news that great invention has been made, and the name was Thomas Alva Edison, who invented the bulb, who was Tommy and who was kicked out of the school by the teacher. So, what we see that it's not about being inferior, or a person who is partially deaf, kicked out of school, broken, harassed by his friends, became a greatest inventor of all times. If we see through the world, Mark Zuckerberg he was geek. His girlfriend kicked him out of her life. He had a lot of problems with his friends because he was a geek. He was always into computers and things. But he left his university, he dropped from his university because he was not able to cope up with his friends in the college. He couldn't find it comfortable in the college to study. So he was dropped out of the college. But at 16 and a half years of age, he was the youngest ever dollar millionaire, and he has been given honored degrees. So if we see and analyze this scenario of the world, what we see is a lot of people. These people always believe in themselves, right? If you go to the organization, you will be pulled, harassed, and things will be done to you. But try to believe in yourself and keep on doing your work, right? Finally, as we are short of time, and we all have short of time, so I'll conclude with a few words of mine. Last few words for you. That is, now when you go out, you'll have many options. You'll have 3 options. Like there are 3 kind of people in this world. एक आदमी होता है जो पसीना बहाता है. एक आदमी होता है जो खून और पसीना बहाता है, और एक आदमी होता है जो दिमाग से पसीना बहाता है. जो आदमी स्मार्ट वर्क करता है, जो हार्ड वर्क नहीं करता, जो स्मार्ट वर्क करता है. अब देखिए तीनों में डिफरेंस क्या है. जो आदमी पसीना बहाता है वो रिक्शा चलाता है. जो आदमी खून और पसीना बहाता है वो घर चलाता है. और जो आदमी दिमाग चलाता है वो दुनिया चलाता है. फिर एक और चीज है. फिर जो आदमी पसीना बहाता है वो बेचारा मजबूर है, क्योंकि उसके पास और कुछ काम नहीं है. बेचारा मजबूर है, पढ़ नहीं पाया, रिक्शा चलाना उसके पास एक ऑप्शन रहा था, या हार्ड लेबर करना एक ऑप्शन रहा था. वो मजबूर है. मजदूर है, सॉरी, मजबूर नहीं है. मजबूर तो पति होता है.